Welcome back to another late night session to the After Hours with the Gas Shack. The realest talk on wellness and what's really going down in the Lone Star State. I'm your host, Zach. We got Witty with us tonight, Mr. Michael. And we're diving into two bills that are threatening not just the Texas hemp industry, but the rights and choices of every Texan. I'm talking about Senate Bill 3 and also the sneaky Senate Bill 2024. So before we just dive in, let's get started on just the parameters of SB 3. Educate them a little bit on what's going on and also just your overall opinion on what Texas representatives are trying to do to our industry at the moment.
So I believe SB 3 is going to total ban on THC products. I think it's going to be CBG and CBN or CBD products only. And I mean, personally, who out here likes CBD and CBN?
Right.
I mean, there is a very select few that do like it. I mean, and nothing against them. That's their preference.
And there's definitely a space for CBD. I mean, there's definitely, benefits of CBD, but very, very small market for it. Absolutely.
So, I mean, I don't understand why we're just going to keep pushing that. I mean, I understand that some of these older representatives are older. People got to understand times have changed. We got to do something different. I mean, you got all these veterans and all these people out here who have switched from prescription drugs to THC, and it's helped them out so much. Why are we taking their rights? They done fought for our country.
100%. I couldn't agree more.
So,
and I mean, both chambers, both the Senate and the House, has passed this bill. If Governor Abbott signs off, this bill goes into effect September 1st, 2025. As Mr. Michael said, only CBD and CBG would be allowed in consumables. That's it. No THC whatsoever. They're not just banning sales either. SB 3 would make possession a Class A misdemeanor and manufacturing or selling those banned products a third-degree felony. Yeah, a felony. That's real time. For something that they've allowed us.
I believe they said that it's going to be punishable up to a year in prison no matter what, like if you get caught with it. And I mean,
now think about this, right? Texas legalized hemp back in 2019. Since then, we've built an $8 billion industry, over 8,000 businesses, veterans, patients, small business owners, all thriving because we had access to federally legal hemp, right? And now they're just trying to rip the rug from underneath us. So it's not just about business, it's about access, right? People rely on full spectrum hemp for sleep, pain, PTSD, anxiety, you name it. I mean, taking this away pushes people back to the black market. It pushes people back to opioids, back to prescription, drugs. And that's not where we as a nation nor as Texans want to go. And also to note, this is a federally legal substance. This is also a federally legal license we operate under, right? If Texas goes against, hemp as a whole, it literally forces the hand of every Texas business owner to skip over to whatever state and start their business back over there, and then have to pay taxes to that state. It cuts Texas heads off at its shoulders.
And it's actually only willing if them people are willing to go. Because some people are willing right now. I know for a fact there's a few places that I've heard that are, and we might just shut down.
And it's sad because people have built, and spent blood, sweat, and tears into this. I mean, literally started this shit from the mud. I could go in for a whole 2-3 hours on just the devastation of what this would cause for us as an industry and for Texans as a whole. Now, also, there's a quiet bill that has big consequences, and it's a quiet bill that is very loud as well. It's silent. It's called SB 2024. Now, let's talk about the sneaky cousin of SB 3. This bill doesn't get as much press, but trust me, it's just as dangerous. These people are trying to rip away your access to any vape product whatsoever, from nicotine to your CBD, any of that. I mean, you're not getting any vape products. This means if we somehow dodge SB3, SB 2024 can ban any product at any time without public input, science-based review, or legislative process.
Well, let me ask this: why would they even ban something for the TABC, Texas Alcohol and Beverage Commission? I mean, that's their stuff. So, aren't they trying to monopolize our industry too as well?
So this is what they're doing with SB 2024. They are trying to, as a whole, I would say 99% of your vapes that you buy on the market, whether it's nicotine, cannabis, and it doesn't matter where you buy it from in this country, it's going to be a China-based hardware. They're trying to ban all this China-based hardware. It's where if it's made in China, they're not going to allow the sale of it, which then entails there's no vapes. You know what I mean? So that's what they're silently executing here. You know, it's mind-blowing to me that it's not being talked about. That's why we must be the ones to bring this to attention and make sure pay attention. You know, everybody pays attention and keeps their eyes open, because just like these amendments with these bills, as the House passed SB3 on the 21st of this month, they snuck in and passed the original bill. Didn't even pass the amendment bill, from my knowledge. So with that being said, again, that bans all THC. That takes access away from all of us.
I do believe on that aspect. I feel like there was a lot of pressured votes on that one, because I feel like there's a lot of people that was teeter-tottered on that.
Absolutely.
Because they know what they're going to do. There's going to be a lot of backlash.
100%.
A lot of backlash.
So let's talk about if these bills become a law.
Okay.
What happens if these bills become a law? This is what happens. Hemp shops will close overnight. Thousands of jobs gone overnight. Legal natural medicine for veterans, patients, pulled from the shelves. And consumers, you'll be criminalized for holding what's federally legal. So that means if you get anything of these products federally legally mailed to your house, to your doorstep, you're going to have to run around and be looking over your shoulder, worried about
if somebody's going to
XYZ.
take you to jail over it.
And on that note, they cannot take you to jail. Again, it's a federally legal substance.
Yeah.
The only thing they would be able to do is potentially confiscate your item. That is it. So
and honestly, I highly doubt they'll be able to confiscate the item, because you can't even open a federal package.
There you go. So gasshack.com, we're going to get it to your door. And we'll get into that and just parameter measures as far as what we're going to do as a company to ensure you as the consumer receive your product and make sure you get the items you need. We're not just talking about getting high. We're talking about wellness.
Yeah. And,
equity and the right choice, or the right to choose what to put in your body. I was just sitting in that barber shop getting my hair cut, and a DPS officer was sitting in the chair waiting next in line, and we got to discussing, just the overall industry in Texas and XYZ.
Yeah.
He then educated me on them seizing and stopping somebody with over 5 pounds of marijuana, and it was all laced with fentanyl right here in McLennan County. So that's what this is going to do. It's going to make, they're pushing it as they're trying to help public consumer and public safety.
Yeah.
And in reality, we're doing everything to protect the consumer. This is all third-party lab tested for pesticides, heavy metals, all of that. So that ensures that the consumer gets the cleanest product at the end sale. And it's very unfortunate for Texas, and I pray to God that everything goes right. And I do want everyone to know we're fighting as an industry. Injunctions are being filed. Lawsuits are being filed. I think we're in a good position, and all we can do is to continue to call these representatives and continue to fight.
And brother, calling these representatives, it don't take but maybe 5 seconds. Literally, call them. Don't be scared.
Call Governor Abbott's office. Don't be scared to call these people. I've called every representative, as well as Michael and everyone else under our company has called every representative multiple times. We've emailed them, and I think that really speaks volumes for the industry. Make sure, even if you're a consumer, to reach out to these representatives. Also, share this podcast with your people. Get the word out, and get the word out fast. This is rolling out fast. We have until June 2nd.
That's what,
June 2nd.
Week and a half?
That is a week and a half, y'all. Let's get the ball rolling. Let's reach out to them. Show up at public hearings, protests, and events. We need bodies in the room. You know, I think it was 2,000, 2,500 at the last hearing. That's what we need. That's
and you know how they did it at the last hearing. They tried to push that back so late like that. Well, there was a thing I just seen online where there was a bill that Trump passed and everything. They pushed it to 1 a.m. Okay, so if this bill is so serious and everything, why are we pushing it at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night? Let's push it at 10, 11, 12 o'clock there in the middle of the day where everybody's attention
in the morning.
Nah, you want to grab it while everybody's asleep. There's attention's off of it. There's nobody to fight for it. That's how they want to do us, man. You can't do that. Absolutely.
And most importantly, go vote. Make sure you vote for the right people to put in office, especially for our state. That's what's most important with this. And we need to pay attention to these representatives who are doing these negative things and trying to, you know, basically kill an industry that is thriving here in the state. And we have the opportunity as a state to be, honestly, the stakeholder for cannabis in the nation.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, and here's the thing about it. We made what last year? What, 1.6 million plus? All right, so that's in tax revenue we made just for our state. Why send us to another state to where everybody's have to pay tax at another state? The other state getting our profit. Why?
It makes no sense.
None.
No sense. We at the Gas Shack are still standing.
For sure.
We're fighting with y'all for the plant, for the people, and for the freedom to heal naturally. This is for tonight's after hours. This ain't for business. This is personal. Stay lit, stay aware, and most of all, stay loud. Make sure to keep a Gas Shack pack on hand. GasShack.com, 7 days a week, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. We're going to get it to your door. We ship nationwide as well. You can contact us at any time at 254-315-7575 if you have any inquiries or any questions. Mr. Michael, do you have anything to leave them with?
Hey, if anybody got any questions they want to stop by and ask, stop by. We're open 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., Monday through Saturday.
Yes, sir. 1301 West Waco Drive, Waco, Texas. Y'all come see us. And until next time, peace and blessings. The Gas Shack.